Hello and welcome everyone to my first ever Tamer guide. You may already know me as Neeko2lo on Twitch, and I'm trying to learn you guys and teach you guys how to play your Tamer properly. Keep in mind, I am basically only playing PvP, so this guide will mainly be about PvPing and how to outplay your enemy. First of all, these are basic tips, basically not in-depth tips. I'll be going into more complex things in my next guide I will be doing. So keep that in mind, and I hope I can help you guys a little bit out. First ability you want to keep in mind is Void Lightning, which is your Q ability, and you can find it right here. I maxed this out. It not only guards you and slows your enemies, it also does a decent amount of damage and is a combination ability with your pet. So the moment you hit this, your pet will teleport to you and does this combination attack. Every single hit of this attack will trigger a mini stun, a flinch basically. This is one of your main abilities to stun up and stun your targets basically. Next up is the other main CC you have is called Trembling. So Shift Q will trigger Trembling. This ability is an AoE stun around you. In PvP it stuns for 2 seconds, so this is your basic lockdown ability, which you can use whenever there's an opportunity to use it in PvP. Those are your main CCs. Next up is my first one-shot combo. This one-shot combo is a combination of Flash, the whole Flash tree, into Upward Claw, into Trample, into Whiplash. This ability can one-shot almost any target if you hit everything, so having a little bit more accuracy will help you out with hitting it. I will show you that really quick. So first of all, you will use Flash into Upward Claw, which is my ultimate. Let's do this again. Flash into Upward Claw, into Trample, into Whiplash. This is your basic one-shot combo. This might never happen to you. You might never use this against sorcerers since they have a lot of evasion. And the moment you get out of your CC chain, this combo is not worth using anymore. So basically, you want to stun up your target like this. Go into Flash, into Upward Claw, into Trample, into Whiplash. This will almost one-shot any target except sorcerers, since, well, unless you have a lot of accuracy, you can use this against sorcerers, but most of the time it's not worth it. And there's also a shorter version of this. If you can't stun up your target beforehand, for example, you can use a short version of this ability, which is Flash into Trample into Whiplash. You can also animation cancel this. For example, if you don't have time for the afterwards Whiplash, you can do Flash into Trample into Force of the Beast, or Legendary Beast's Power, I don't know. You can animation cancel your Trample, basically, with 2 different attacks. But since my Bolt Jolt is not finished yet, I cannot really show you guys this one. Also, what you want to keep in mind is your pet sometimes stuns your targets up or knocks down your targets without any, warning. So keep an eye on your pet, and whatever it's doing, follow it up with something. Also, a big tip for you guys is Scratch. A lot of people don't like this ability since the damage seems somewhat low, but this is basically your main damage when people are running away from you. You can chase people like this for a long time. It will cost you a lot of mana as well, but it's worth it. It's definitely worth it. So using this for chasing down people is basically your own option to chase down, or your single option to chase down, for example, ranges, which are really fast, and most of the time you will not be able to outrun them, but this ability enables you to back attack them whenever they run away, and will do crazy amounts of damage when you hit the back attack. Also, what you want to keep in mind, max out Upward Claw. As you saw earlier in the video, Upward Claw is not only your float ability, which is this, it's also your ultimate. So if you max this out, your ultimate's damage will also increase. Also, Trample. You can animation cancel Whiplash with Trample and basically all abilities in the game you have, except maybe Void Lightning. So for example, if I use Whiplash like this, I can use trample whenever, in between my attacks. So if I'm, well, hitting someone in the face with it, and he's running away, can always cancel the whiplash with one space click, basically. Also, a small tip I want to give you guys is bind this ability to your hotbar. This might result in, I don't know, a slight higher mana cost, but I don't think that's the case. So just use this from your hotbar. Why? Because if you use shift space, sometimes you might fail the shift space and you'll be jumping around like an idiot, right? Whenever you jump around like this and you're stationary as a tamer, you will die. So I would recommend binding this to your hotbar, since it will, well, save you from a lot of mistakes you will make. And the last thing I want to talk about is roaring. Roaring is really bad for PvP since it, well, makes you basically stationary, and every target can basically just run into you and fuck you up. Don't use this ability as a tamer. As a tamer, well, main goal is to keep on moving. So keep on using this, keep on using this, keep on using this. This is your main thing you do while PvPing. Since the moment you stand still, you will be one-shotted. You are really squishy class, unless you're using maybe Teradus equipment or something. You're really squishy, so the moment you get locked down, you're dead most of the time. So using roaring in a PvP scenario is possibly the worst thing you can possibly do, which you don't want to do. This ability is maxed out in my tree since it's really good for grinding. In this game, grinding is a main part of the game. To become stronger in PvP and PvE, you need to grind. So use this ability wisely and don't overextend it. It's also a pretty high mana factor, so never use this in unnecessary situations and only use this for grinding, only for PvE usage. Yes, and that's basically it. I can show you guys a little bit how to well mount your mount. A lot of people are asking how do I mount my pet? How is this working? Like, I'm level 20, I can't mount it yet. Why is that? The moment you hit level 49, you can press stay, or well, you can actually skill this ability, which is summon hailing X or 10. Which will not only make your hailing stronger and increase the duration, but also will enable you to mount it. And you only need to press the command stay to be able to mount this beast. And you will be able to mount it like this. This is really good for chasing down people. Not really good for chasing down people, but really good for scouting. Since this is really fast when it comes to short distances, since you can jump, and you're basically using your stamina for using your pet, for using this mount. Instead of your actual mount stamina down here. This is not used ever. It's only used for your actual horse. So this mount is a lot different, and it can also float, a little bit at least. So you can use this to jump down mountains, for example. And this might be my first guide. Thank you guys so much for watching, and if you have any further questions, please hit me up on Twitch. I will be streaming almost every day on Twitch TV/Neeko2lo. And I will be also going into a more in-depth guide on how to outplay and kill your enemies in PvP. So keep that in mind, and I hope you enjoyed this video. If you have any concerns or any issues with my video, please let me know. I will try to improve my video quality as much as I can. Thank you guys so much for watching again, and peace.